So in this video, I'm going to show you some things about doing searches within your Google Drive. So I'm already in my Google Drive. The most obvious way to do a search is right at the top where this little magnifying glass is. It says Search Drive. So if I click in there, you'll notice the first thing it does is it gives me all these different options of types of files to search for. So if I'm just looking for, let's say, a spreadsheet, if I go to Spreadsheets, it's going to list all my spreadsheets that are available. Okay. If I just click in there, let's say I'm looking for something with Orleans and hit return, it's going to find me anything with Orleans in the name, or as I start scrolling down, it's going to find things with Orleans within the documents. So not only is it searching document name, but it's also searching the contents. X out of that. You'll notice here it says more search tools. You can get there also if you click this little triangle, it'll bring you to more search tools. There's a slew of different options you can use to narrow down your searches. So for example, I could look for anything that's a text document where the owner is me that was last modified in the last week, for example. And there you go. There's 3 documents that are text documents that I worked on within the last week. Hit the X, go back into here. You can see the options you have as document type, owner, location is pretty cool. If I click on anywhere, which is what it's searching right now, I could go through and specify the location or even folder. So let's say I'm looking for something in a team drive. I can click on team drive, then this little arrow, and if I'm looking for something, let's say in this OCTC team drive, I could select that and it would only search for things in that team drive. Or I could just look for things that are in my drive, and then I could even narrow that way too. Okay, so you can kind of really narrow down where you're searching. Date modified. You can see there's even a custom option, so if you want to do something that's like between a certain list of dates, like I know I dealt with it sometime this summer, you could do like between June and August if you wanted to. Item name has the words. You can see here, enter words found in the file, so you can search for context within the file. Shared with, so if you shared it with someone. And you can see, you can look for things that were marked for a follow-up. Now there is a learn more. You can click on it. It's going to give you more information, kind of the help document on that. So I recommend you take a look at that if you're interested. Now I'm going to go back to my drive and show you some other options you can use when you're looking for documents. So first of all, I'm looking at my documents in the list view. If I click up here, you can see there's the grid view. You can go back and forth. I personally find the list view easier to search and find things in, but you may want like all your folders together and all your files together. That may be easier for you to search for things. But the reason why I like the list view is because I can sort them by these different categories. So right now I'm sorting by name, alphabetical. That makes it easier for me to find things in this list. But you may want to go through and search by last modified date to find out what was changed the most recently. Okay, so you have all these options if you're in the list mode. On the side over here, there's some other options. So if you want to just find documents that are shared with you, if you know it was something someone sent to you, you could click there and kind of scroll through and find them. Recent is extremely handy if it's something that's a project that you're working on. You can just click here and see the documents that were most recently accessed, that you have access to. Starred is kind of cool. You can click on a file and give it a star if it's something that you frequently access. So for example, let's say I go to this file here. If I go to the more options, you can see here there's an option to add a star. It'll give me this little icon here. So then when I go to stars, my starred files, lo and behold, there's that file. You can see you can also do entire team drives, shared folders, or even non-shared folders the same way. If I want to unstar something, I just click on it, and there's an option to remove the star. So you can add and take off the star as often as you need to based off of what your current search and your current workflow is. So those are just a few little tips in terms of finding and searching things in Google Drive and Google Team Drive. One other thing I will mention is that for Team Drive, when you're doing a search, you can also click the name of the team drive, and you can search just that single team drive. So if I wanted to search this Blue Room team drive for something, I could do that. Now it's just showing files in that team drive, and then I could click here and search to narrow it down. So hopefully all those tips were helpful.